Hello, thanks for dropping in. And today we're talking about freedom of speech. We're talking about curbs or possible curbs on social media and influencers. Now, we've got a directive here from China, but I think some of you might think some of this is a good idea. Yes, I know, controversial, and we'll look forward to your comments. By the way, you can buy me a coffee. There's links in the description below. And also at the end, I'll invite you to subscribe to the channel. But let's go to this particular Facebook post, and I think it's a good starting point. China's new law targets influencers. Only those with degrees can discuss professional topics like medicine, finance, and education. Yes, I can hear some of you reaching for your keyboard already or heading in that direction. Perhaps let's go through the story before you start commenting. And I think we should all just strip away the politics, just apply some common sense to what social media has become and what some influencers have become and the amount of influence some of them do have over the political sphere and over what you buy, the way that you conduct your life, what is normal, what is abnormal. Maybe social media has got away from us, and let's see what China's proposing. And this is from the Facebook page Technology Innovation. China's introduced a new regulation requiring social media influencers to provide their official qualifications before posting about sensitive topics such as medicine, law, education or finance. So I saw this story on Technology Innovation, but it's been widely reported elsewhere. The Economic Times, China influencer law, no degree, no discussion. CNET says China cracks down, fake experts banned from social media. India Today, China brings social media law to regulate influencers. China's new rule for social media influencers, and Prestige Hong Kong. China now requires influencers to hold degree to speak on finance, health and law, etc., etc. Let's go to the rest of the story. Creators must show proof of expertise, such as a degree, professional license or certification to discuss these subjects online. And according to the Cyberspace Administration of China, the move aims to combat misinformation and protect the public from false or harmful advice. So I think combating misinformation, protecting the public from false or harmful advice. I don't think anybody could disagree with that. But then again, who's going to regulate the regulators? Are they going to be the people that own these social media platforms? Is it going to be the shareholders? Is it going to be government officials? Plenty of questions need to be asked. And platforms like China's version of TikTok, Bilibili, Weibo, now must verify influencers' credentials and ensure posts include proper citations and disclaimers. They're also banning advertising for medical products, supplements and health foods to prevent hidden promotions disguised as educational content. I can remember when I was in the United States in the 1990s, even then broadcasters had wall-to-wall advertisements about Depends and different health supplements, and you've got this problem and that problem, and I'm sitting there watching all these advertisements, which by the way, we never got in Australia, and I'd go, oh gee, maybe I do have that. Oh gee, I am short of breath, and you'd sit there and become a complete hypochondriac. And that version of the article says the law will help ensure that online advice comes from qualified experts, while opponents argue it could silence independent voices and restrict open discussion on social media. So we started 20 years ago with no social media. Now it's sort of up here, and we've seen the good points and the bad points and how it can be used for good and used for propaganda. Maybe we need to go from here back to here a bit. Let's check what some of the people were saying from that post. Jared Bradbury said, I'm not against their moves to try and clean up the cesspool of social media. They aren't wrong to try. I won't necessarily agree with their approach here, but I do agree on doing something. Harry Schiff says, this law, applied internationally, will kill the influencer's business. And given some of the unfettered exaggeration and propaganda you see from some influencers, certainly there wouldn't be many of them left. Tony Tone says, would this be like you need to have some real credentials before teaching people wrong information that could be harmful to them? Kind of like the need of a professional license for consulting. I could see the point there. And Otto C said, freedom of expression comes with responsibility and accountability and should have consequences. We're lacking both in our society. And Melanie Carroll says, not going to lie, that's not a terrible idea. But Kuram Kamal responded by saying, personally, I'd rather have freedom to discuss anything, even if one has no degree, and let the people decide or find truth from fiction. However, that does rely on the fact that the majority of people are somewhat decently read or knowledgeable. And then Tom Rottmeyer said, makes sense, I'd love to see the US ban online and TV ads for medical products, supplements and health foods. We're deluged with them. So I'll kick off the comment section and say you can't have completely unfettered freedom of speech. There has to be some sort of control. Now, where those controls come from, who decides what those controls should be, that's where the discussion lies. I'm pretty sure that most of you would think that social media generally has become very polarised, has caused a lot of mischief, and does need some sort of regulation. But where does that regulation come from? And if there is going to be regulation, what do you think would be some good regulations? I mean, this limitation of influencers having to have some sort of degree or at least expertise in the topic, maybe that's a good start. So over to you in the comments section. Keep it nice. Generally, there will be freedom of speech in the comments section. Just don't have a go at other commenters or me. Otherwise, please share your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Maybe even buy me a coffee if you feel inclined. And we look forward to seeing you next time.